Hey, I get it when you're thinking about turning your backyard into a real cooking zone. There's that moment when you pause and wonder if you're about to waste a chunk of your budget on something that ends up looking good on paper but fails when you actually fire up the grill. I've been talking to a few friends who are in the market for an outdoor kitchen island, and the big question that keeps coming up is, do I really need that many features, or am I just adding complexity? If you're wrestling with the same dilemma, the link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's break down the Mont Alpi Artwood series island, see who it truly serves, and figure out whether it's worth the investment for you. First off, the Artwood series tries to be the one-stop shop for every outdoor cooking scenario. It combines a 44-inch black stainless steel 6-burner gas grill, a built-in refrigerator, double access doors, and a rotisserie kit, all mounted on a 78 by 47 by 27-inch HDPE island that claims all-weather durability. That's a lot of hardware in one unit, and the price tag reflects the all-in-one promise. The real test, though, is whether that bundle simplifies your setup or just piles more moving parts onto your patio. If you're someone who already has a grill, a separate fridge, and perhaps a small prep table, you might wonder if this island is overkill. The practical strength here is convenience. Everything is within arm's reach. Imagine a weekend barbecue where you're flipping burgers on the main burners, the rotisserie is slow cooking a whole chicken, and you're pulling cold drinks from the fridge without stepping inside the house. The double access doors are designed for that flow. One side opens toward the cooking area, the other toward the seating zone, so you can hand plates out without crowding the grill. In real-world terms, that means less juggling and fewer trips back and forth, which many homeowners say makes the whole experience feel more restaurant-style. On the flip side, that convenience comes with a trade-off in flexibility. The built-in refrigerator is a 110-volt, 4-watt heavy-duty electric motor unit. That's sufficient for keeping a few bottles chilled, but if you're planning on entertaining a large crowd, say, 20 guests with a wide selection of beverages, the fridge can fill up fast, and you might still need a separate cooler or ice bucket. Also, the island's HDPE construction is marketed as all-weather, but it's still a plastic composite. In regions where the winters reach sub-zero temperatures, extended exposure could cause slight discoloration or brittleness over the years. It won't rust like metal, but you'll need to cover it or store the grill accessories during harsh weather to prolong its appearance. Now, let's talk about the grill itself. A 44-inch, 6-burner black stainless steel configuration with a double-lined hood and temperature gauge gives you serious cooking surface. For families that enjoy side-by-side grilling, think a steak on one burner, seafood on another, and a batch of veggie kebabs on a third. The layout feels spacious. The inclusion of a rotisserie kit is a nice added value, especially if you've ever tried to mount a separate rotisserie and struggled with balancing weight. In practice, the rotisserie operates smoothly thanks to the heavy-duty motor that comes with the unit, making it feasible to cook a 12-pound turkey without constant monitoring. However, the grill's real-world performance hinges on propane availability. The unit doesn't come with a built-in propane tank. You'll need to attach your own 20 pounds or larger tank, which adds an extra step to set up. Users who are not comfortable handling propane connections might find that a hurdle. Also, while the temperature gauge is convenient, it's a mechanical gauge rather than a digital readout, so you'll need to calibrate it yourself if you want precise control over low and slow cooking. For casual grillers, that's probably fine, but if you're a pitmaster who relies on exact temperatures, you may end up using a separate thermometer anyway. Who should definitely consider this island? If you have a dedicated outdoor space, say, a fenced-in patio or a backyard where you can leave a permanent structure and you love hosting frequent gatherings, this unit aligns well with that lifestyle. The all-in-one design reduces the need for multiple purchases, and the built-in fridge and rotisserie add capabilities that, if bought separate, would likely exceed the cost of the island itself. It also appeals to people who want a cohesive aesthetic. The Artwood series wood grain finish combined with black stainless steel gives a polished look that blends with both traditional and modern outdoor decor. Conversely, skip it if you're working with a limited budget or a small patio where space is at a premium. The island's footprint is sizable, 78 inches wide, which can dominate a modest backyard and make movement around it feel cramped. If you already own a reliable grill and just need a prep surface, you could save a lot by buying a smaller, modular table and keeping the fridge separate. Also, for those who live in climates with extreme temperature swings, You may need to invest in protective covers or